know how to put on an event. Making me feel so good, Carrie. I needed that little perk today. So yeah, we just had a fantastic time in Mexico, and I just want to thank Lance for taking his time out of his day to be here with us and help us kick this off. I know that I'm just going to speak briefly to the importance of events right now. And I think that Lance has, and his business partners, owners, have set the bar so high when it comes to this kind of culture and this kind of thing. Every time I've gone into an event with these gentlemen, it's just been outstanding. And so I just want to thank you guys for having the vision to do what this company does. To me, this company is like about building a lifestyle. It's like not forgetting to live. It's like living loud, living life with your family and doing fun, exciting things and meeting new people and just bringing people into that fire. And so that's what I love about events, is it gives you the opportunity to meet the owners and see what they're really all about. Because sometimes things seem a little distant. We live in our computer world and we can feel isolated and alone. So connecting with people like that is really, really extra special. It's really special in this company because these guys know how to put on an event. They know how to give us experiences that we probably don't get to have on a regular basis. And so I went off into the jungle in Mexico. I, went under a waterfall with strangers. We saw some interesting, things in the ocean. We were on different boat rides. It wasn't stuck in a hotel and just being in a conference center. It was real life. And I just really appreciated that. And the best thing for me was bonding with the whole everybody who was there, but also especially with my teammates. And I just want to share with you right now that, you know what? Leaders are born and made and solidified at events. And you guys, if you could just get there just start with one, start with two. Just get your business partners, if you can, to an event, because they're going to see it and experience it. And they're really going to buy in. It's going to change their lives. It's going to change your life. And it's going to build friendships that are pretty extra special. And so we actually had a pretty good representation this was a shorter notice trip for Canadians. So many of us who actually earned the trip sadly couldn't go, but we did have a pretty good representation. So these people are on the call, and I would just like to invite them to share their takeaways of what they got out of the trip to Mexico. So we don't have an order set or anything like that. I'm just going to call some names here, and I'm just going to start with Karen. If you would just hop on and we'll just start going from there.
I would just say, I could say so much about this event, and I've been to many events over the years, but we were all just meant to feel so special and so loved. Everybody that was there, no matter who you were. And I just feel like we are a big family. Govi's just different. And so you want to be at these events. I could go on and on, but I know I'm probably going to get muted any second. So I'll just let the next person.
Awesome. I'm not sure, it's Darren on tonight, right? Darren and Kimberly are husband and wife from Edmonton that are pretty new to our company. I think they joined we're all pretty new. I think they joined right before we launched, and they launched out hard and hit the superstar rank. And they actually were able to come with us. So if you're on, is it Darren who's on? Just jump in and tell us what you and Kimberly thought of it.
Yeah, great event. What's so important is, you get to see and experience the heart of the owners. And I think that's so important, guys. I mean, I can't say it enough how important that is. It really solidifies our belief as leaders, and getting to know all the other leaders is so massive. Because I mean, when you decide you're going to jump in this 100% and build this global, well, guess what? It's sure a lot easier when you have, the hearts of other leaders in the company as well. And just spending time with some of these people that are $1 million owners, guys. I mean, it all goes back to who you spend the most time with. If you're spending your time with people that are, making millions in the industry, guess what? It's only going to help you. And I'm so fired up, I can't even explain. I've been to a lot of these conventions and nothing's compared. And meeting their families is so cool. Not just them as owners, but the extension of them. And incredible people. Thanks.
Your head looks extra smooth and shiny. I that might be an extension of that event, but I'm just saying.
Awesome. We have another husband-wife couple, and I think that really got solidified in Mexico. And so I'm going to ask Barb and Kevin to unmute themselves. I'm not sure why he's so far behind you, Barb, but bring him in and let's hear what you guys had to share.
I mean, I just to everything that Darren and Karen said so far, but yeah, the friendships we gained and meeting those owners and their families, and you wouldn't know it. They're just all so humble, and it just made us feel so special, and they just involved us in everything, and everything we learned from the leaders and from the owners and stuff was phenomenal. But most importantly, what came out of this was how they accepted, Kevin, my husband, along with everything, which now I have to proud to say that he has jumped in full force. Lance was right. Kevin is so fired up from this that, you don't want to miss out on the next one, because he's already started jumping in all day today, everybody he's talked to. And now proud to say I have a new partner. Not saying my other partners weren't great, but I'd have to say he's probably going to be my best partner in this, and we're rocking. You're muted, Rebecca.
Sorry, I think we have one more here. Is Lila on? You're muted, Lila.
Hi.
Go ahead, Lila. You are a soon-to-be superstar, and you invested in the trip. You went along with Karen. So Karen's your business partner. Share with us your takeaway.
Oh my goodness, there was so many aspects of this trip. I think first and foremost, when we had that opportunity to spend the first couple days in the villa, it was a real family orientated experience. Everybody, we were in close counters. It was easy to sit and visit and make those connections with the other people that had come to the event. So that really started off my trip. It was really special. We got to meet one of the investors, which I had no idea. I was just talking to him like, oh, who are you? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm one of the investors. And I'm like, oh, but like Barb said, everybody was just so humble, and it was just a great opportunity to later on meet with Lance, one-on-one, rub shoulders with him and Burke and his family, and Angel. I mean, we all know Angel is the party guy, and he just everything that he had done for us, made us all feel so welcome and loved. And it was just a big family experience. And it's definitely something that I came away just fired up, and I'm ready just to rock this for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Lila. So I guess, as I started the meeting, one of the things I truly believe in is if you remove yourself from the daily influence of your group, of your leaders, of what's going on, if you get a little unplugged, that, you can sort of lose your path or lose your vision. And so I think what really gets built up and carries you on to the next event and the next event is your belief and your passion for it. So we all came back fired up with this vision of what we wanted to do for our next event. And so most of you are aware that we have our next event coming up on the Canadian event coming up October 22nd. It will kind of start a little bit before that and carry all through the day on Saturday. And so what I also think is really important about this company is that we have a very simple duplication system. We have so many tools that we can use. We have added value in this company. And if you really plug in and start to plug in on a weekly basis to the calls, connect with your upline, connect with sidelines, just get to know the people, it all starts to click and make sense. But if you're not plugged in, you might not know all the ways that you can actually earn what we've earned. And it's actually not a big, scary goal at the beginning. Like, it might be nerve-wracking to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but it's not this big, massive, oh my gosh, I have to bring like 5,000 people in or something like that. It's actually very attainable when you break it down into steps. And so something that happened at the meeting, you know, you're sitting around with $1 million earners, and yet we're talking or we're listening to a lesson on the power of two and what our duplication system is. And, you know, it seemed to be less intimidating. It seemed to make everybody go, well, I can do that. I can do that. And so we thought we would bring that concept back to you as we kind of reverse engineer for what's going to happen in about 5 weeks' time. We're really that close to the event in Canada. We want to see all of you there. But more than that, we want to see all of you there with like 10 people with you or 20 people with you. And if that seems like a bit scary to you, we actually have an idea in mind of how to do something every week, a little something every week, where you, when you got to the week of the event, you could be showing up with a team of 20 people. Can you imagine being there with just 20 people? That would mean that you've probably hit your first rank. And if you did actually do it in a 4x4 manner, because our 4x4 is 20 people, you actually can earn a special invite to an evening before where you can meet the owners and have a bit of that community that we experienced in Mexico with their families, with them just being real. They honestly, they spoil you, they bless you. So we would love for you to experience that. And so that's what our call is really about tonight. It is about the power of two. And I kind of dropped this on Lance's lap. I asked him this morning again if he could maybe look into sharing a little bit about the power of two and how this works within our company. I know Burke had gone over it at our meeting, but Lance does the same thing, and he was really inspirational. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Lance, to visit with our group and share a little bit about that concept of how we just start with two and we start to duplicate.
Perfect. Hold on. Excellent. Hey, everybody. The event was absolutely fantastic. The friendships and relationships will last a lifetime. What I always say in this industry, for me, the friendships are for life. The business is a bonus. The fact that we get to do business together is a total bonus. And I really do feel like I've made some lifetime friends from that event. And thank you for coming. I can't wait until we do other events and an event near you. You know, Darren, Kevin, and I had our Braveheart moment. We'll just leave it at that. I think we got robbed. We should have won, but it was fixed. The fix was in. We had a fantastic mastermind at the event. We were entertained by a mariachi band with about 9 pieces, and then we had our own private concert with the band that was just rocking. Seriously good. We went to a Cirque du Soleil event, treat, meeting, and all that. Here's the deal. I want to talk to you a little bit about like getting real about this business. Every one of you works from home. You work for yourself. And the business starts to get small. The phone starts to get heavy. People shoot you down and you feel like they don't see it, they don't get it. And it just starts to feel like a really small business, and people belittle it and talk bad about it. And you can really let it get to you. The events are where you come together and realize, oh my gosh, this is huge. We've been in business 3 months and we have about 10,000 people on board, not quite, but almost there. That's ridiculous. People around the world are starting to capture this vision of what Govee can be. And you start to see people that have been making about $1,000 a day already in this company, $1,000 a day. 41 people have made the top rank of this company in 3 months. And all of a sudden it starts to become very big and it starts to become very real. And the word is leaders are born at events. Leaders are born at events. I was about to quit the industry. I got in, I was super hot. My first 2 months out of the blocks, I was making bank. I'm like, this is so easy. I don't get what everybody's worried about. But I didn't understand comp plans or anything. And I hit the holidays and my comp plan, my residual check was like nothing. I was making like 50 cents an hour. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? This is ridiculous. I was done. I went to my first event, and for like 2 days, I'm like, what am I going to do? What's my next job? I got to do something else. I'm done. And the right person spoke at that event, and it just made it all very real for me. You know, the message was massive action conquers all fears. And I realized I'd gone into massive action when I launched, I got out of massive action and into management mode, and everything sort of fell apart. And I'm like, this guy who was a Yutz was making millions. And I'm like, if this Yutz can make millions, I'm going to make millions. I'm going to shut a door really quick. My family just got home. So, and so all of a sudden I realized I'd gotten out of what was making me money, and I got into massive action. I never looked back, and I've made millions and millions of dollars because of an event. Now, events lock in your team. Events give your team vision. Events create that energy where the business is really big again. It's very real again. It's very tangible again. And it's not that little small thing I do on the side that my friends make fun of or whatever, it becomes in your head. It's all in your head. This business isn't that hard, and it's not that complicated, but it gets super hard in your head, and you got to get out of your head. And so how do you do that? You go to events. And so we're launching, by the way, Angel has a gift for this. Like, I know a lot of companies do events very well. My first company did fantastic events, but the heart and the soul and the feel that Angel brings and the personal touch, yeah, you get to meet the owners. I know a couple of those guys. They're okay. But the Angel guy, I'm just telling you, he brings this personal touch. He really, really loves people. He does. And he wants you to be taken care of, and he wants you to have a good experience. And if you come to an event where Angel's putting it on and we're doing our masterminds, you don't just want to be at the event. You want to be in the house. You want to be in the mastermind where friendships are made and you can pick people's brains and teams can be launched and millions are made. And so here's the deal. We're coming to Canada. You guys are the ground floor. We're building this thing around you. You're the ones that we're building this business with. You saw it first. You came in first. We're building it with you. Right now, everybody on this call needs to go sell 2 tickets immediately. The next 48 hours, you need 2 tickets. We're going to take it from there. We're going to take it a step at a time. But really, if you want to own the room. So if we're going to put 200 people, 300 people in this room, you want to get as many seats as possible in that room. I used to always measure the room and then what percentage of the room I had. And when it started out, I had, a few people there in a really big room. I had 1%, and then it was 5%, it was 10%. And the rooms got bigger, but my share of the room got bigger until I had 50+% of the room in my first company. I owned the room. It was my room. And all these people came from all over the US, and there's 3,500 people in the room. And I knew most of them were in my business. That's when I knew my business was going. For every person that was in the room, I knew I'd make at least $1,000 or more that year. Well, when I had hundreds of people in the room, I knew I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because the people were there, they weren't going to quit. They were locked in and locked and loaded. And so the first challenge, go buy your ticket. And if we haven't posted or shown how you can go buy that ticket, we need to get the Eventbrite up. You need to go buy your ticket. Stake I don't care what your schedule is, rearrange it, redo it, and be there October 22nd. When something's big and important, you make time for it. If you don't make time for it, it's just not that big and important. If it's not that big and important for you, it won't be that big and important for your team. Then immediately, I want you to go call your 2 closest, biggest, baddest running buddies and have them go buy their tickets right now, immediately, tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow, tonight. I want everybody on this call to go sell 2 tickets tonight. That puts us at a 150-person event tonight. And we're not even stretching. And if you don't have those 2 people, let's just say you don't have a team yet, that's okay. You reserve those 2 people. You buy the tickets in advance. And I'd call those 2 people that I want to be on my team, that I want to launch my team with. And I'd tell them on October 22nd, you're coming to this event with me. You're going to come meet multi-millionaires that are going to teach you, train you, and show you how we can have the hottest product in the hottest industry. I don't care if you end up doing this business with me or not, but this is big enough. You need to see it, feel it, touch it, taste it. You need to be there on October 22nd. They'll come if you make it big. If you make it small, nobody will come. So right now, immediately, two people tonight. Go do it now. We got a 7 o'clock call coming. That gives you a little bit of time. 6:30, we're going to do a spelling bee, calling bee, or whatever. I can't spell, so hopefully it's a calling bee. Whatever it is, a working bee. I don't know. They don't even tell me these things. By the way, for those that got eaten and et, I got eaten and et in just places I didn't know bugs would go. So I'm just saying, it was a trip. You want to be at this event. You will get the heart, the feeling, you will get locked in, you'll get loaded, but you want as many people at the event as possible. So yes, you want to grow. Yes, you want to build your teams. Yes, you always want to get your 4x4 and your 5x5. And we'll be releasing promotions for the mastermind and the house here in the next day or so. I want to solidify what those are, and so we can push them out, because I know we talked about a couple of things, and really right now I can't remember what they were. So we'll put it together, we'll release it in a flyer, and we'll push it out to you. But those that qualify get to go stay in a house with the owners and get wined and dined and catered meals by Angel and his team, that he usually brings in, and get the extra experience above and beyond just the event. So I'd say go to the event. It's not an option. Go to the event. Get your generals. They're going to the event. You need to tell them, not ask them. You need to tell them they're going to the event. When do you get trained by millionaires? When do you get mentored by millionaires? When do you get to work with millionaires on how to become a millionaire? What else are you going to do on October 22nd that could be more important or more life impacting than that? Okay, make it big, make them show up. And then we'll go from there, because there's no reason why we couldn't have 500 people at this event, but we're just going to start with 2. You and your 2 people. And you're like, oh, well, I have a 10 people or 20 people and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, go get 2 more. Don't be lazy. Don't rely on your downline. Then go get 2 more. And we'll go from there. I have got to jump. I have got 4 stacked calls in the next 30 minutes. So I got to jump and bounce, but thank you guys. We'll see you at the event.
Thank you so much, Lance, for being here. Hey, so, oops, there we go. So we actually just put together a little diagram that I want to share with you, because if you can just reach out to 2 people, and if you can convince 2 people to come with you to, the event, of course, you want to do that event, right? But we're going to just back it up a little bit, and we're going to talk a little bit about reconstructing and the power of 2. So to do that, I'm just going to share my screen, because I did a PowerPoint for you, and it's just one picture. Okay. We have some great PowerPoints about how to roadmap your journey and stuff like that, but I just wanted to focus on this one screen tonight. So let's say that you had your newest builder, and maybe put yourself into that spot, because everybody that's currently here is already signed up, right? So if it's you and you're sitting here, and right now we're going to jump into this working bee, and we're going to try to get 2 tickets sold to that event. You're going to try to actually get 2 people to join you on a Thursday night call, right? So I know he's giving you the one challenge about tickets, but what we're going to do as a team is we're going to continue this process weekly from now until the event. And this is why we want to talk about growing by 2. So tonight's a team call, right? Everybody here is signed up. You're in this business. You're in here to make money, is my guess. That's why you're here. And so you've already brought people in, but if you're going to grow, if you're not adding to your team all the time, then you're not growing, right? So our challenge is, for all of us on this call, is tonight to reach out to as many people as we can, trying to bring people into the opportunity call tonight. Let's see what we can do. But for certain, we are going to follow up this call tonight with a call on Thursday. All right. So Thursday we'll set the time. We'll send a notice out to you guys, a flyer out to you guys. And for week 1, we're looking, just for the power of 2. Can you find 2 people to join you this week, whether it's tonight or Thursday? Get 2 people in there. And so if that was me and I find my 2 people, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to really work with them on a daily basis. I'm not going to just bring them in and never talk to them this whole week because I'm too busy. I'm not too busy for my business, and I'm not too busy for my business partners. I'm here to be invested in growing the business and growing the company and growing this team. And so what I'm going to challenge you to do is, once you bring in those 2 people, we're going to turn around and help them. And just in this simple interaction, if we look at this week and next week, you see that 2 turns into 4, right? And we want to practice this and repeat this weekly until the event. And if you do that with this, if you really dial in and say, I can do this, I can find 2 people in my week to join this company, you could be coming to the event with 20 people, maybe with 30 people. And if you're really like gung ho, maybe even 40, who knows how many people you could show up there with. So having said that, it is 6:25. I know we're a little bit early as to where we were going to end. I'm just going to ask those who were setting this up with me, the leaders that were at Mexico, or I know I talked to Carrie and Angel a lot this week. Do you have anything that you would like to add before we go into the working bee?
The only thing that I would add is we have leaders coming in from all over Canada to come to this event. So even if you are somewhere farther away, Ontario or something, we have people coming all the way from New Brunswick. And so if you make it a priority, like Lance said, and if you get your team that's there, they're going to come and you're going to literally see your business triple like that month, because it's going to relight that fire inside of them, like Lance said, and your business is just going to explode. So the more people from your team that you can get to the Canadian event, the better. It's in Alberta, Canada. And so in Edmonton, it's posted in the Govee Club. I also posted the link to that post in the chat for you guys. But do what you can to get your team there, because like Lance said, the more people from your team that you have there, the more your team is going to grow. That's market share. And so if you have the BC team there, chances are you're going to have the biggest team in BC, and your team's going to continue to grow into other provinces. Right now, the majority of our team is in Alberta and Saskatchewan. Well, we have a few leaders in Ontario. Now is the time to get your team to this event and really light that fire and take over Ontario and provinces like that. So that's all I wanted to add to that.
I just wanted to add to that even if you can't make it, you live far enough away, start networking around Edmonton area. Find some groups, social media, reach out to people on your Facebook and just ask them who they know in that area. There's a lot of Facebook buy and sell groups, home business groups, however you like to network, and try and network in the area that we're having the event, even if you can't get there. And we will definitely look after your people at the event if you can't be there. So don't discount the event because you live far enough away, because you can still find people all over Canada and basically the world.
Awesome. Karen?
I'd just like to add one thing too. This is a text I send out, especially when we're this close to like a 7 o'clock. Something like, it's very simple. Oh my God, are you available tonight at 7 p.m.? We can make some serious money. Trust me, this is incredible. I can send you the link now. Very simple, guys. And when it's last minute like this, it's very powerful. So we can start with that two, getting those two right now tonight.
Can you say that again, Darren, please?
Oh my God, are you available tonight at 7 p.m.? We can make some serious money. Trust me, this is incredible. I can send you the link now.
That's great. And you know what? If you've got team members that couldn't make it at 6 o'clock, but they just walked in the door, invite them to the working bee. I'm actually going to put a slide up on the screen because we're all going to mute ourselves and be really quiet and just be out there hammering it in, trying to get people to the call at 7. So on the slide, I actually have, I texted Darren and said, Darren, give me your quick one-liners. And I put them on the slide. So I'm going to share that.